Like me, I'm sure you've spotted this recent trend within the solar generator category. With every year that goes by, these products seem to be getting bigger and bigger. So much so that now you can power your entire house for a day or two when the power goes out. Now, there's nothing necessarily wrong with having these larger products, but it kind of defeats the whole point of why this category got started in the first place. Being able to conveniently take power with you and charge up your devices like a smartphone or a laptop where you typically might not have any power in the first place. Fortunately, there is a product that's kind of going back to the basics here, and that's the Enernova ETA. And if you haven't heard of the brand, you're probably not alone, but they did reach out to sponsor this video to give you guys a first look at what their products deliver. So let's take a look at the Enernova ETA. The unboxing experience is pretty simple, as it should be. First up, we do have an accessory box. In here, you're gonna find the AC charger. And unlike most other chargers that have a DC barrel port, this one here has an Anderson connector, which does mean we should find an Anderson port on the ETA somewhere. You also get a cigarette DC charger if you want to make sure that you'll be able to charge this up when you're in your vehicle as well. And then there looks to be a strap, which should be a good indication that this unit is intended to be carried around with you, making it a great portable power station. Next up, we do have the ETA itself. While the unit is incredibly small, it actually packs a pretty powerful punch. Case in point, the built-in AC pure sine wave inverter manages to deliver 600 watts of continuous power, but the numbers does go up to 1200 watts for surge power for a few seconds, just to make sure that you can power on the larger devices that might have higher power draws those first few seconds that you turn them on. As far as the overall battery capacity goes with this unit, we do have a total of 288 watt hours of lithium iron phosphate cells, which means that they are rated for 3000 full charge cycles before you're degraded to 80% of that original capacity. And since we are starting out with a lower number here at 288 watt hours, and it's not incredibly high, it definitely means that we're gonna get closer to that 3000 number a lot faster than we would, say, with a battery that has a 1 kilowatt hour cell on the inside. But even so, you'll still be able to go at least 8 years of charging and discharging this unit every single day before you hit that 80% capacity numbers. Those claims are also then backed up with a 5-year warranty, which is always nice to have. We also have a handful of different charging options here with ETA. On the back is the main charger here that plugs in with the Anderson connection, and that's going to be able to charge the device from 0 to 80% with fast charging in just about an hour. After that, we do have DC charging on the front as well with a typical barrel port, but then we also have a USB-C port here that has input and output capabilities at 65 watts over power delivery, which means if you do have a charger like this one here, this delivers 67 watts, but the unit itself will accept 65 of those watts and then charge the unit in about 4 hours. And while that's definitely slower than the fast charging capabilities, using this and carrying this small charger around is definitely going to be a lot better than having to lug something this big around with you every time you want to charge the unit. When it comes to plugging things in and actually using the battery inside the Enernova ETA to charge your other devices, we actually have 10 different options to plug things in, which was kind of surprising to me in such a small unit. So let's do a quick rundown to show you everything that's available here. On the front, the main thing you're going to notice are the 2 AC outlets here that split the 600 watts from the internal inverter. And then we have that power delivery USB-C port for input and output. And then to the side of that, we have 3 USB-A ports to charge any other electronic devices you may have. And then in the middle here, we still have a DC barrel port for charging any DC 12 volt items at 10 amps. And then on the side, we have a 12 volt car charger as well. If you have a cigarette lighter that plugs in to charge, say, a mini fridge, a DC powered mini fridge. And then on the back, we have that Anderson connector here, and this is used to charge the device but also discharge at 600 watts. But that only brings us to 9 different options. The last one is the most inconspicuous one. Right here between the handles is a Qi charger. So simply slip your phone right in here so that it's protected and it'll start charging your smartphone. So that's a quick rundown of the Enernova ETA and what it's capable of, but I'm not here just to talk about the specs. I actually want to put this through its paces and see what this little thing can actually do in the real world. So with that, I have a couple devices that actually need to be charged. All of these smartphones are at 0%, and that's simply unacceptable. Now, there are more devices here than there are ports on the Enernova, so I do have a handful of adapter chargers with multi-port connections just to make sure that we can plug anything in. And for anyone who is keeping count, this is a total of 12 different smartphones, but this actually shouldn't be an issue at all with the Enernova ETA's internal battery capacity. So let's see how this goes. Now, I know most people would never really have this many smartphones to charge all at once, because honestly, this is pretty ridiculous. But I do think that it's a good test just to show you how you'd be able to use this battery while out camping. Each device charge represents a full day's use per person. So having 12 smartphones would allow for 12 days of off-grid camping for a single person, or 4 days if you're camping with 2 other people. Any way that you split it, that's a lot of power to go around. Getting all of these smartphones charged took just about 3 hours, since we do have a couple slower USB ports on the front here. But after charging all 12 of these smartphones, we actually still had a little bit of power inside of the ETA, which is pretty impressive for having such a small and compact device. The one final thing that I do want to show off is the Enernova 100 watt solar panel. As you can see, it folds up nicely so that you can store it away when you don't need it. It also has a sturdy built-in handle so that you can carry it around with you and move it to the right place exactly where the sun is. It also has a built-in stand just to make sure that you can get that optimal angle for the sun. Now, as we all know, 100 watts really isn't that much, but on a sunny day in the summer, you should be able to fully charge the ETA in a little over 3 hours. So if you are out camping on your own and you do want unlimited power, this is all you really need. I have to admit that when I first saw the Enernova ETA, I was a little bit skeptical, mainly just because of the size. But after using it, I have to say that this little guy definitely packs a punch. And the best part about it is that it's honestly quite affordable. The regular price is $299, but if you do use the link and the discount code below, you'll be able to pick one up for $203.30. It's not exactly a round number, but the price does make it one of the best deals in the category that I've seen in a very long time. And if you do need something with more capacity than the ETA, Enernova has a couple other options that deliver 3 to 7 times the overall capacity of this unit here. For more details on this device and any other device that Enernova has, make sure you check out the link in the video description below. I want to thank Enernova for sponsoring this video, and if you have any questions about the ETA itself, drop them in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them as best as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.